there, Heartfelt Poetry 7, and thank you so much for trusting me to answer this question for you. And no, it's not a silly or ignorant question, especially with all of the misinformation that's been floating around lately. So no, it's not ignorant. And I know that trust has been pretty hard to build with the science community and whatnot. So thank you so much for trusting me to answer this for you. And I brought some friends along to help me out. Okay, so here it goes. First off, no, there's no HIV, no HIV particles, virion, or whatever in the vaccines. Okay, that's the first thing. It's not. Now, what is in the vaccines are things like fats, sugars, acids, and this thing called RNA, particularly mRNA or messenger RNA. And I want to tell you how that works. Okay, so this is what coronavirus looks like. Funny looking bugger, isn't it? It's crazy how this little thing can cause so much havoc in our bodies. So anyway, the coronavirus has these proteins on the outside. They're called spike proteins because they look like little spikes. And so these proteins are what our body recognizes when it invades our body. Okay? And this guy right here is Mr. Antibody. He's one of the good guys, part of our white blood cells. Okay? When these guys are around, they find all the bad guys in our body and they make sure that they can't hurt us anymore. All right? But you can't get these guys unless you get sick or invaded by a bad guy. That's when these things come out. So there's no bad guys, then there's no good guys. Okay? Because good guys come after the fact and boom, take care of all the bad guys. Does that make sense? So what a vaccine does is it mimics our body's natural defense mechanisms. When something who's a foreign invader or a bad guy gets into your body recognizes it as a bad guy who doesn't belong there and creates antibodies. Antibodies then fight off the infection. Okay? And with a vaccine, instead of having to get lots of bad guys into your body and get the full-blown symptoms of being sick, you take a little bit of the bad guy and put it into your body, and your body can still recognize it as a bad guy. And so now you got a bunch of antibodies being made. Antibodies fight off the bad guys. So for the COVID vaccine, the main ingredient or the active ingredient in the vaccine is mRNA, made from pieces of the spike protein of the coronavirus. So for this vaccine, the COVID vaccine, all you need is a little bit of that mRNA spike protein to put inside your body, just a little bit. And that's enough for your body to recognize it and make enough antibodies, okay? So you don't have to get the full-blown disease or symptoms of that disease. Now you have a bunch of antibodies. So the next time you come in contact with the coronavirus, you get it from somebody else or in a space where someone has it, your body should have enough antibodies to fight off the infection without you getting the full-blown disease. I hope that's helpful.